All right. Hello. Welcome to the Sacred Empowerment Summit. I'm Crystal, your host. And today I have the honor of introducing my dear friend, Melanie, who is the creation catalyst and alignment coach for women. She is passionate about helping others get out of their own way to leverage the power of their own minds for the power of law of attraction. She's for many years has studied and practiced on herself transformational tools such as hypnosis, energy healing, EFT, tapping, yoga nidra, meditation, qigong, and more. She's an enthusiastic student and teacher of the universal laws as taught by Abraham Hicks, Bashar, and many other leading edge teachers. In a creation catalyst session with Melanie, you will be guided into a hypnotic state and have full access to your brilliant mind to reach the next level of success. So I've brought Melanie here today to talk about grace because she is one of the most graceful women I've ever encountered. She just embodies and carries that in her presence and in everything that she does. So you're welcome. So Melanie, I want to know, what does grace mean to you?
Well, first of all, Crystal, I just want to thank you for inviting me to be a part of this event for everyone, and you inspire me just as much as your kind words are expressing to me. So thank you. And grace, yeah, I think more and more as I've gotten older, the grace is more in my life, and I first would like to introduce the idea to everyone that, grace could mean different things to different people. And language is somewhat important, especially as I've studied hypnotherapy. There are different types of people and different types of languages used for bringing people into hypnosis and to give them suggestions and that kind of work. And so I like to think of grace as many words, and I would like to just share those words with you right now.
Mm-hmm.
They could be coincidences or synchronicities in your life as a sign of grace happening. It can be a feeling of flow happening. It can be a sense of magic in a way, right? I like the word magic, and yet also magic. I have to be careful with that word because it can make it seem unapproachable to me, So grace is a good word. So grace means to me like always knowing that there is a part of me, a higher self of me looking out for me, has my back in a way. And if there's something that changes in my world that seems to be a problem, if I think of it as a blessing, most likely it is a blessing, like a redirection or something like that. And that can be grace. And then also to call in grace, just to ask for that assistance, because I know that we will be answered if we ask for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love that. So how do you personally cultivate grace in your life?
Well, I use, silence and quiet time to do my asking or things like that. And actually, the name of my business came through that. I actually did an asking right before I went to sleep one night and got this idea, and then Creation Catalyst, the name Creation Catalyst was born. And so, because I didn't want to just call myself a coach, I didn't really resonate with that word. But I wanted to start my business and I wanted to do this, and I wanted something that would make me feel excited. And so, in the quiet moments is how I cultivate that assistance from, what I would consider my higher self.
Mm-hmm. You have a pretty dedicated spiritual daily practice, right?
Well, I really should have a routine where I'm doing it every day. And sometimes I'm in that space and sometimes I'm not. And sometimes I change it up. So right now I do most of my practice right before I go to sleep. because of what I've learned with hypnosis, we are in a very highly suggestible place right before we fall asleep because we're kind of going into those lower brain levels.
Mm.
So those are the times that it's very conducive to do your affirmations or even your asking or your forgiveness practices or whatever you do to let go. And so that's kind of getting into more and more of a routine for me now is right
Mhm.
before bed to last night I did a forgiveness prayer that I
Mhm.
just received, so it's a new aspect, but it seems that I am settling into a routine of right before I fall asleep
Mhm.
to do this kind of work.
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Mine's in the morning, but yeah,
Yeah.
right before bed,
Yeah.
just to clear out the consciousness so that you're not having bad dreams or
Right.
cycling through the garbage, but being more intentional with your sleep.
Right. Sleep is actually one of the most powerful things that our brains do every night. And it's a time that we vent things that are not useful
Mhm.
and we take in ideas that are.
Mm.
And there's
Ooh.
right. And so there's a little window of time, and it's 1.5 hours where ideas that come to us are either vented or let go of. And
Mm.
if you do it right in before sleep, it can any ideas or positive affirmations can drop into your dreams and become part of your reality the next day.
Mm.
That's the way I can describe it.
Ooh, I love
'Cause you're
that.
within that 1.5 hours, yeah.
Yeah. Can you share a story about a time where you were challenged and grace showed up for you?
Yeah. Well, right now is a time of deep trust for me, and in transitioning, I've had a career in natural products, and I'm launching more and more of this coaching work that I'm doing with the hypnotherapy, and so it's been a very very interesting way to just drop into trust and
Mm.
grace. And yesterday was a really interesting day. I had 2 sessions booked and one of them had to cancel. His car broke down on the way, and so, I had to let that go and just, there was a part of me that just knew that was okay, that it was supposed to happen, whatever was there. And what happened was my day opened up, and I had reached out to a friend about an event we were doing together, and she said she was at this place, and I said, well, I'm totally booked, I can't make it to go see you, and my day freed up. So I was like, well, let me go and check this event out. And so I went to this event yesterday where there was all these holistic healers and psychics, and she was there doing her massage and Reiki, and I got to connect with her. But what was more interesting than that was as I was pulling up, I got this message: "You're going to see a psychic here."
Ah.
And I used to just think, "Oh, that's just a fleeting little thought," but now more and more I'm recognizing that these are little messages and truths. And so I was like, "Well, I'm open to that." You know, I've never
Mhm.
gotten a psychic reading before. Well, I don't think I have. Anyway, so I went into this event and I told my friend who was doing the massage, I connected with her and I was like, "Oh, I'm so glad I got to come and see you today." And I said, "I think I might do a psychic reading." And I wasn't sure who I wanted to pick. There were like all these tables in the center of the room, and I had to sort of pick one. And I get too much in my mind. But my friend, who's tapped in and does Reiki and um, like Native American healing,
Mhm.
she said, "Oh, I know who you need to go to." So the message came through her.
Oh,
And that's another way that grace can come, right? Is
right.
through messages. If I'm too much in my head, she told me who she thought I should go see. So I looked over at her table and I was like, okay, let's do it. And so I signed up and I got this Akashic record reading
Oh,
from this
cool.
woman. And it was really, really special. And it just affirmed to me and confirmed to me that, even though that booking was canceled, there was a purpose to it
Mhm.
and there was something else I needed to do that day. and that's what happened. And
Mm,
and just to keep trusting that the grace is there helping
mm,
me, has my back.
all the time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. Thank you so much. So, can you share with us how people can reach you?
Yeah, so the best way is through my website, which is creationcatalyst.com. You'll see, a little bit about me, and able to contact me if you want to learn more about my sessions. I do sessions over Skype and in person in Asheville, North Carolina. So
Mhm.
either way, we can do some coaching or some hypnosis, and it's really interesting. The hypnosis is my tool to
Mm,
really dive in deep and give my clients full access to not only their inner wisdom, their intuition, but also to their blocks. So
mm.
all of that is accessible to them, and it's just like opening up and peeking in the whole world inside, and helping them to do that and guiding them into that, and I love it. So creationcatalyst.com is how you can find me.
Oh, great. All right. Thank you, Melanie.
Thank you, Crystal.